Thank you.
So we're talking about ethics. So whenever you do something with the participants of your research, ask their permission. If you want to take a photo, take their consent. Like, can I take your photo? Is there any problem? If you have any problem, we'll not do that. Do not force them. Try to take your participant or ensure that you're discussing it in a very private manner. Acknowledge if you have any collaboration. Yeah. Disclose all the financial support that you have. So this kind of thing you need to remember when you talk about research. So now, if I just want to take in a general, if I come up with some general points about your context, I do not know yet. So which place all of you are from? Are you from the same place or not? But what as I was talking in the beginning, that if you need to raise your voice, you need to establish your position first, right? So if you want to be a researcher, be a good researcher. Try to apply it, try to get the experience, try to go for higher studies, or if there's any options for you, do that. And you have to write by yourself. I see many books, many articles. Those were written by outsiders of your community, right? So that's why I encouraged Kaiser to write about the issue. And perhaps you know that he contributed a book chapter, that a recent book that we edited. So you need to come up with those kind of contributions. You have to write your own problem, and you have to take it to the wider community. So that's the area, if you can do that. And if you need to do that, then try to get every opportunity that you have, right? So writing and getting training on research, study about research, that would help you, I think, to develop as a young academic in future. So you need to do it very well. You need to do it. You need to understand how research works. And for another perspective, as I started with this, let me come back to that first, advocacy part. So you have to combine your research to advocacy. So if you can bring these two aspects together, then your capacity, your expertise will help you to contribute something for the community, right? Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you. I think I should stop it here, and I think we should have some more information about your question answer. So if you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you so much for these very important presentations. And I believe that our students, they got many knowledge, especially from these sections. Yeah, I think they may have some question to ask from you. I think, yeah, please raise your voice so that the professor can give you the floor, please. Yeah, I think we can stop the slide so that we can see if anyone raised it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Habzur Rahman, could you please mute your mic? Habzur Rahman?
original.
Habzur Rahman? I think Professor can mute him since you're, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so any questions? Anyone? Please ask any questions. Anything that you have in your mind.
Yes, I have a question.
Shiraz, please raise your hand, okay? Please raise your hand so that the professor will give the floor one by one.
Yeah, yeah, I can start with Mumtaz Ullah, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. Yeah. Mumtazullah. So my question is, what should we do in order to bring unity in our community? Can you listen me?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, sure, sir. What should we do in order to bring unity in our community?
So you mean the uniting your community?
Yeah. What should we do to bring unity in our community?
Okay, okay. So that's it. That's very difficult one. Like it's all the time difficult to bring unity and within a community. So it's one of the fundamental aspect that we need to have it, right? So I think few things that we can bring unity. For example, don't create distance from your community. So be in your community and create more personal relationship, and also I think you have to do something. For example, for unity, we need to do some cultural activities. We need to do some religious activity together that brings people together. Like sometimes we cannot do it. So if we live in isolation, then sometimes creating unity is very difficult. So I think a feeling of community, feeling of togetherness is very important to create. For that, you have to do certain things together in the community, right? So and also creating a trust. Sometimes people think that some people are becoming educated and higher educated and they're living the community. They're not coming back to the community. So try to make them believe that you're one of them. So you are not living this community. So keep your communication with the community. So I think these are some of the issues that we need to remember. And yeah, and unity is important, not only in the local context, but also in the wider context. Thank you, Mumtaz. I hope I have answered your questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, next, Mong Ting, you can.
Assalamualaikum, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am Chamal Ting, a research student and a member of Central Executive Council as a media spokesperson in the Rohingya Academic Research Institute. First of all, I would like to warmly welcome to you in our research institute for your presentation. I think you noticed me as I mentioned in the comment box on your Facebook about what I wanted to know from you. And to get you prepared, I have two questions. First one is, what are the best strategies and techniques to implement a research project within a short time frame? And my second question is, what positive and negative impacts do the researcher or a researcher bring to the stakeholders who belong to the crisis and events we study and research? As I'm really eager to pursue a career to be a professional and qualitative researcher, And as you an expert on research, I hope your answers and perspectives will make me satisfied. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's, I mean, every research approach, has its own strength and opportunity. But since I am a qualitative researcher, so I'm a little bit biased. So I think, especially on this kind of situation, conflict-prone situation, being qualitative researcher would be the most effective one, because qualitative research will give you opportunity to talk to the people, and in an informal setup. And when people live in a traumatized life, quantitative will not bring much inner or hidden information. So that's why, like, when people are depressed, when people are living in a very difficult conflict-prone situation, when people are like living a life just like fearing that anything can happen to their life. So in that situation, you need to have more like, create a trust with them. So in order to create trust, you need to spend more time with them. So qualitative research would be more ideal for this kind of situation. And also, if you have shorter time, again, I mean, you can select your sample in a smaller sample size. For example, for qualitative research, if you can take a very good 20 to 25 interviews, then you can write something. You can get some insights. So that brings you or gives you an opportunity to understand and come up with some analysis, right? But if you think about survey or quantitative, it will take a little longer time. You need to cover the bigger sample size. So for qualitative research, our sample size is smaller, number is smaller. So that is very effective. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, I get one answer from my question, and another question is left to answer. What positive and negative impacts do researchers bring to the stakeholders?
Okay, so positive and negative impact. So the positive thing is, you know much better than outsiders. You know, as a community member, you can see everything very in a logical way, because you are from the community. That's the strength. You're much more knowledgeable than other researchers. That's the positive thing. And you can easily go to them, like access is relatively easy for you. But the negative thing is, sometimes things can be overlooked. Something you cannot see. That's why I told you in the beginning of my presentation that sociological imagination, that you have to use a lens of outsiders so that you do not miss anything, right? So that's the one weakness. And another weakness is sometimes we feel very confident that, okay, I'm from the community, I know everything, and people will accept me, people will talk to me very well. But it doesn't happen like that in many cases. In many cases, people feel very comfortable when they see outsider. They want to talk about many things without any fear, because they think that, okay, if I talk to somebody who is not from our community, it will not create any complexity or harm to us. So these are some of the weakness and strength that I can say at the moment. And since people know you, sometimes they think that, okay, you may not create the maintain the confidentiality. So that fear is there for the community members. So these are some of the weakness and strengths of being the community member or the researcher. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hamid Hussain, please, if you want to say your questions.
Sir, can you, are you audible, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, Hamid, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am Hamid Hussain, an academic research student at Rohingya Academic Research Institute. Sir, I would like to ask one question. That is, what is the setting of the research? That's my question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, can you tell that again? What is the?
My question is, sir, what is the setting of the research?
Setting.
Yes, sir.
So settings, by this we say that if you think about your community, then if you want to do some research, then you need to think about some of the issues within the community and think about how you distribute your sample. For example, which part of the local area that you want to do research. And also, like before you do that, you need to understand the community perspective. For example, what are the, is there any tension? What are the dynamics of the community? Before you go, you do some secondary literature review so that you can implement, you can go to the community, you can do your data collection effectively. Is there any political tension going on? Is there any in leadership there? Is there any faction? Like, is there any two groups working there? So these are the setting, like community setting, that you need to consider before you go into a research. That's one. Another is based on that community setup, you want to you want to develop, you want to design your research. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, just give me one moment. Okay, so Mohammed Shiraj, do you like to say something? Mohammed Shiraj?
Are you hearing me? Hello?
It's not very clear. Yeah. Can you try again?
Yes, as we are researching about the Rohingya crisis, both political and social. So what are the best practices for ensure ethical standard in social research and political while working or conducting interview with vulnerable population like our Rohingya community?
So ethical standard, right? That's the main.
Yeah, exactly.
or conducting research on the Rohingya. So as I mentioned in the ethical points, so these are the general ethical points that I shared with you, discussed with you, right? So like objectivity, respect the rights, privacy, dignity, do no harm, preserve confidentiality, and protect them from personal harm, informed consent, right? So these are the basic ethical issues that we need to remember, and which is also applicable for the doing research on the Rohingya community as well. But in addition to all of these, we also need to remember, like, many people went through difficult problems like persecution, genocide, they had trauma. So we also need to consider those kind of personal issues before you take any interviews or anything. So that's why, like, you shouldn't do anything that create trauma further. All right, so we should not dig their trauma. As a researcher, we need to be very careful about that, and we need to honor that in addition to other ethical perspectives. And since these community and the diversity within the, political diversity is very high in the local context, so you also have to remember about the political faction, like grouping in the community, so that you shouldn't do anything that would create harm for that particular person during your research. So these are some of the important elements that we need to remember, and I personally remember, like, and also ensure their dignity that we mentioned. Like, every person has their own understanding of dignity. So dignity has to be restored, and you need to ensure that during your conversation, you give the respect to the person you're talking, despite their social, cultural, political position. Okay, so that's what I understand.
Thank you, sir. Very clear explanation. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammad Shiraz. Habsur Rahman, please.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam. Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have a question, which is not basically regarding this presentation, but regarding the research writing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I mean, what is the difference between referrals and appendix in the research? First one is that. And the second, where can we write them in the same page together in the worksite page or different page? I think you got point.
Yeah. So references you have to put at the end of your article, or right? And appendix, sometimes, like, it has to come after the references. So like, appendix means that additional information, if you need to add, you can put it after the reference section. Have you got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Regarding the intercitation, quotation, referrals, and appendix, what method is good in the research among APA, MLA, Chicago, and Harvard? And which one is easy for the primary researcher? And also, which accept by the top institution?
Like, it depends on the topic, like journal and the researcher. Like, for our case, like qualitative researcher, we mostly follow APA for intake citation, organizing references, and everything. And you can follow any of the style. That's okay. I think for qualitative researcher, like, I prefer APA. So I all the time follow this one, but sometimes when I write to the journal, sometimes they have different structures. And then you have to adapt with that. You have to apply that. But you can follow APA. I think that's the most used one in social science. And if you want to publish something, then they have their own structure, one style. They'll tell you which one you need to follow. You cannot bypass that. You have to follow those. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got your point. But which one is easy, sir?
Mhm.
For us, which one is easy?
APA is one, APA. And you can use it MS Word as well. It will organize your citation if you use that. There's a reference section in Microsoft Word, so it will organize you. So you can use APA. APA is a much easy one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so Muhammad Ismail.
Yeah, Mahmoud Ismail, can you hear us? Mahmoud Ismail?
जी जी
Yeah, okay, please go ahead with your questions.
Assalamualaikum, sir. I am Muhammad Ismail. An academic research student in Rohingya Academic Research Institute. Here we have written midterm and final papers. As a result, we have give our final presentation. So my question is that what do we need to be a good professional researcher? So my question is that.
So it's a very broad question. So for being professional researcher, so you have to follow all of these basic things. Like if you look into the ethical issues of the research, so you need to follow those. You need to follow the, like when you do the research, you need to be very careful about the community that you're going to study, respectful, like follow all these ethical issues. Do not do any or bypass any of those, right? So, and also you need to be up to date with the latest literature. So all the literature that are available, you need to go through that, right? So you need to create a mindset of learning new thing. You need to ask question. You need to ask question. You need to frame the research question in a way that it answers whatever you want to look, and you have to design your research based on your research question. So if you do that, and if you do effective literature review, if you make yourself up to date with the literature, contemporary literature studies, then you'll have better options, better chances to have a better researcher. Another one is do not copy and paste, right? Avoid plagiarism. Do not just copy and paste from another source, right? So try to use your critical ability, right? So these are many things that you need to follow. So these are some of the important aspects that I can say. Okay. Anwar Shah.
Thank you so much, sir. I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to ask about my question. So I am very grateful to get such a wonderful presentation from you. So I am really appreciated you. So my question is, as we are educated youth and Rohingya academic researcher, and I hope that we are the hope of our Rohingya nation. So how can we contribute towards our community with a crucial role, and what method we need to attend more to contribute towards our community with the research field in the future? So, and the second question is, what is the citation of a research paper? So my question is that, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I think, okay, so far I got, so how can you contribute to your community through your research, right?
Yeah, I think his question, yeah, exactly.
That's
His
the first
question is
part.
about like how can he contribute very effectively towards his community through the research, and what steps should we follow in order to make our work very effective?
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I think you need to identify the need of your community, right? So, and you need to identify that need through your research. Like, I know there are certain things like for the Rohingya community that we know that we need repatriation, we need safe places, we need to reduce the conflict, we need to have citizenship issues. We know all of these, but you need to think about what are the immediate need, what are the long-term need, right? So you need to categorize that, and then you need to do research, and then based on the findings, you need to take it to the appropriate authority. Appropriate authority, that means for your case, if you stay in Bangladesh, raise your voice, write, and take your need to the national level. If you live in another country, do that and raise your voice. If you live in Myanmar, try to bring your voice, bring your findings to different UN organization, powerful country, the global policymakers, this kind of thing, because we need to take our voices to the right place. If we cannot do that, you will not be able to effectively help your community, right? So first of all, you need to identify the problem. You need to know their perspective, right? Their need. Then you need to take this to different policy level. So your voice has to be heard. You need to put your voice to the national and international level. If you cannot do that, then it would be very difficult. It would be very difficult to contribute. And if you think about the local context, you need to come up with evidence, research, because when you bring that research findings to somebody else, then they will probably listen to you. If you just come and randomly say, okay, these are the problems from my community we are facing, probably people will not give you priority. If you establish yourself that these are the findings based on the research, then probably they will acknowledge you. So advocacy is the key part of your research, right? So, and if you can build a network with the diaspora community of the Rohingya, like create a network. People are living in different parts of the world, and then use that network. Share your thoughts, share your findings to those, share smaller policy paper. Then you will be able to contribute much better. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we have no more questions. Yeah, actually, there are some students, they are facing some internet network problem. So yeah, maybe they have someone left already. Yeah, I think since we have no more questions, yeah, actually, it was a very, very, very wonderful sections. And inshallah, in the next feature, inshallah, we also expecting to have you also with us. So inshallah, I also believe that inshallah, all of our students, they learned a lot from you, especially about the research and especially what we need to do and what is really important for us in order to make our works very effective. So inshallah, I also believe that inshallah you will be with us in the future. And thank you so much for all your time. So I know that we are taking too much time from you. So,
No, it's okay. And thank you for inviting me, Kaiser, and it's lovely to meet all the young researchers. Let me know if I can help you in future. Do
yeah,
not hesitate.
thank you so much. Thank you so
I'll be there for
much.
you. I'll be there for
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Stay well, everyone. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.